Thanks for watching StreetGangs.com. What I have for you next is a top 10 video of the most viewed videos of 2017. These are the videos that you guys watched the most last year. Starting off with the 10th most viewed video of 2017 was an interview we did in Long Beach of OG Beefy. We were down there to interview Fade Double R and a couple other guys from Eastside Long Beach. And then this big OG dude walks in, started asking him a few questions, and he basically just took over the whole interview. And his video was the 10th most viewed at 178,000 views last year alone for a total view count of 224,000. Usually the older guys, the OGs that I interview, they don't really get a lot of views. They don't really receive a lot of attention from you guys out there, the viewers. He had a huge personality. He was kind of aggressive. He was very serious. And he had a lot of things to say, and it resonated with you guys.
It's a community blame. Because when they went outside and they wanted to play kickball, they wanted to play handball, it was niggas standing on the court. And the only way that they could play that game was to get them niggas off that court. And the only reason why they got off the court was because they had respect for one of the youngsters. You feel me? Respect is not given here, it's earned. And when you have children outside that's tired of being picked on, they go through shit to go to the store. Eventually, that little dude gonna pick up a bat, pick up a stick, ball his fist up, and he gonna walk to that stove.
The 9th most viewed video of 2017 is an interview that we did with Bosco 100. We interviewed Bosco twice, by the way, and the interview that received the most views last year is the one we did in June of 2013. Bosco has become a sensation on Instagram. His first account actually had over 130,000 subscribers. Then he made an anti-Trump comment and had his entire Instagram account deleted. And then he started another one, and that account got about 100,000 followers. That account got deleted. And I think right now he's working with about 30 or 40,000 followers on Instagram. I think people like this particular Bosco videos because he's taking us through the alley in an area where all the drama of Queen Street happens. And we're right there bringing it to you. And I think a lot of people kind of like when we're given these mini tours of these neighborhoods. And last year, that interview from 2013 received 189,000 views. And the total view count on that video is 494,000.
Gang life is a part of your life. It's a part of all our lives. Like, shit, I was born into this shit. I didn't just create it. We was born into this shit. Shit, Queen Street was here when I got here. Like, I moved here, you feel me? So it's like, it's really just a part of all our lives that we need to accept. People, like, try to, like, ignore it or just step over it, but you can't. We gotta coincide with it because it's here.
The 8th most viewed video of 2017 is of Stupid Young, another Long Beach interview. And Stupid Young is another guy we've interviewed multiple times, but this is the most recent interview we did with him. This is the interview where he just got out of prison after doing a couple of years, and he's talking about trying to get his life back on track. And it received 192,000 views last year for a total view count of 237,000. And I think you guys love Stupid Young because it's a unique type of interview. We don't often interview Asian gang members, and he is Cambodian. He is from the east side of Long Beach. He's from an area that has a lot of cultural contact with the African Americans. Therefore, you guys have made comments and criticisms about the way he talks as an Asian because there's a lot of black dialect that has been merged within the Cambodian community of Long Beach. And I think you guys are just fascinated by Stupid Young.
I got out around March, April. It's been rough trying to get back here on my feet. A lot of shit changed, music changed. All my old plugs gone, my connections, but I just trying to pick up where I left off. So, you know, the music shit going kind of good.
Okay, so how so has the music changed?
It's a lot of auto-tune, you know, people went more to the trap sound, auto-tune-ish, but it's cool because I'm a diverse artist. I could do both. I started rapping just lyrically, but now my new tape is more like auto-tune too.
The 7th most viewed video of 2017 is another old video of ours that debuted in March of 2014, and that is of Mexican Mafia co-founder Ernest Kilroy Roybal. Kilroy is a guy that did about 40 years in prison. He became a Mexican Mafia member in the early 1960s, around 1961, 62. And even though this video came out in 2014, it is still doing quite well. It received 197,000 views last year. And the total view count on that video is 680,000. You guys love Mexican Mafia interviews, Mexican Mafia stories. And this was a very rare find. And to put a camera in front of this guy and to get him tell his story was incredible. And the actual location of this interview was quite far, but I didn't even care. I did not care where we had to go to interview Kilroy. I think we drove an hour and a half to do this interview. And he was just so forthcoming with his story, and I would love to do a follow-up with Kilroy. He's actually the oldest guy that we've ever interviewed on the channel. At the time, he was 75 years old.
I joined the neighborhood gang, and I was involved in gang fights. Matter of fact, our neighborhood was the first drive-by that happened, but it's not like they do it now. They just shoot anybody. It didn't happen that way when I grew up. If you had a mission to do, you would get that person and not just go and shoot anybody.
So the sixth most viewed video of 2017 was the top 10 oldest Hispanic gangs in Los Angeles, and it was the part one of that two-part video. And we released that video in July of 2015, and it's still doing well, receiving 197,000 views last year for a total view count of 520,000 views. This is the only video in the top 10 for 2017 that features this mug. And we got more top 10s coming to you. The next top 10 that we got coming to you will be the top 10 oldest gangs in Compton. And that will include black gangs, Crip gangs, blood gangs, and the Sureño gangs. And we're going to put that into one top 10. And as a reminder to all you guys that like the top 10s and want to see more top 10s, these top 10s, these videos take longer than any of the other videos we shoot. We go on location to almost every single area that we're talking about. And also the research. I have to do research for these videos. There's not a book on my shelf that I can pull out and just knock out this top 10 oldest gangs in Compton. I actually have to figure this out because this has never been determined before.
This is a gang that formed on the east side of the Los Angeles River. And this is the first gang that was predominantly Mexican during its early years. East Side White Fence.
The fifth most viewed video of 2017 is of your boy 50 Blue from the Brick Boy Crips, and yet another video from Long Beach. And this is an interview that did amazingly well. Last year it received 205,000 views, but the total view count on this video is 1.3 million. Now, I was asking myself, why did this video receive over 1 million views? And what I later found out was YouTube actually selected this video and promoted it. That promotion must give the video like a kickstart to where a year later, 2 years later, 3 years later, it's still doing quite well. But it's very similar to a lot of our other videos. But one thing that might stand out in this video was that a lot of people thought that the dude that didn't speak a lot had a gun on him. I guess another reason why that video did so well, and maybe why YouTube's analytics and algorithm picked up on it, is because they talked about Snoop Dogg. And, Snoop Dogg goes viral most of the time. And also, it's like all our Long Beach videos. I don't know what's going on. That's like our third Long Beach video so far. And maybe there's something about the water in Long Beach that makes these interviews go so well.
Shit, it was December 29th, you feel me? And it was like 2 years ago, you feel me? We was all turning up and shit back here and all that, Shit, my brother was always the type that always thought he knew what he was doing with the pistol, you feel me? And anybody watching this will know he always thought he was the shit with the pistol, thought he was that man and all that, you feel me? And shit, he was fucking around that night, thought he knew what he was doing, you feel me? And was playing and shit, he was real confident with himself and all that. And you feel me, that happened to happen like that and all that. I ain't gonna get in what detail of my boy laying down and nothing, you feel me? Because that ain't even no good sight on Crip. I still have some dreams about that shit to this day.
The fourth most viewed video of 2017 is Pedro Espinoza being sentenced to death by Judge Rose of the Los Angeles Superior Court. Now, this is a video clip that we posted in March of 2013. Now, let me give you a little background. Pedro Espinoza was convicted of killing Jamil Shaw. Jamil Shaw was killed in March of 2008. Shortly thereafter, Pedro Espinoza was arrested for it. And then he went to trial for this 4 years later in 2012 and was found guilty. And then he was sentenced to death at the end of 2012 by Judge Rose. And then we posted this clip in March of 2013. And surprisingly, of all our videos, this is the oldest video that did top 10 numbers of 2017, receiving 214,000 views last year alone. And the total view count on this video is 1.8 million. I guess you guys love hearing people get sentenced to death because 1.8 million views makes absolutely no sense. There's not an interview. You don't even hear Pedro say a word. But maybe this tells us something about our culture here in America. Maybe this tells us something about us as a people. This crime that he was convicted of has been brought up again and again and again in the media. President Trump has kind of brought life back to this story. Pedro Espinoza was not born here in the United States. He came here when he was 3. Whoop-de-whoop. He was 3 years old. The kid is as American as anybody else here. But technically, he's not a U.S. citizen. So when he got arrested for killing Jamil Shaw, instead of making this an issue about gang violence and talking about their son, Jamil Shaw Jr., as getting involved in gangs and getting involved in the streets, which led to his death, the family decided we're going to make this an illegal immigration issue. 9 years later, when Trump was on the campaign trail, he finds Jamil Shaw Sr., brings him along, and they just kind of add life to this story again. And the Pedro Espinoza video is in heavy rotation. Pedro Espinoza is currently sitting on San Quentin's death row, and he's got a team of lawyers that are doing his automatic appeal, which every single inmate on death row receives. And I actually heard from the team of lawyers because they feel that the politics got involved in this trial and is the reason why he's on death row. Because out of the 700 people on death row, and someone can fact check me on this one, he is the only one that's there for a singular homicide that occurred while he was a teenager.
While the defendant was an active participant in a criminal street gang and the murder was carried out to further the activities of that criminal street gang, the defendant, Pedro Espinoza, shall be put to death within the walls of the California State Prison at San Quentin in the manner prescribed by law, upon a date to be fixed by this court in a warrant of execution.
The third most viewed video of 2017 is another Long Beach interview. And this one is of the brothers that we interviewed in Memorial Park. This is the one where it's 4 guys sitting on a bench. 3 of the guys are from East Side 20s. 1 guy's from Insane. And this was a video that was released in August of 2016. And it received 256,000 views last year for a total view count of 515,000. Now, this was a very positive interview, actually. This was an interview where just about everything that was said was positive. And usually you guys don't like positive interviews. You guys like the drama. You guys like when cars are driving by and they want to shoot me during the middle of an interview. But again, surprisingly, over 500,000 views. And what makes it so interesting is because the Insane Crips and the 20s Crips in Long Beach are enemies. They're rivals. But we had members from both gangs sitting at the table together, and I'm very happy that an interview that had a lot of positive commentary in it did very well. Right before this interview came out, some of the OGs in Long Beach did a very negative interview about Snoop Dogg, and that went viral. I guess you guys love it when people are hating on somebody. But these guys actually came to the defense of Snoop.
You always gonna have haters when you popping.
Yeah.
You don't have. I mean, if you don't have haters, you're not popping. Yeah. So he always gonna have that, regardless if he gave 100,000 to this man, 100,000 this man, $1 million to this man. You still gonna have haters. That man still gonna hate him. Just because he's still up more and he's still blessed and he's still successful and he's still doing him. That's their problem.
And he don't own nobody's shit, but you know, and he was doing for the youth. He been doing, his football league been around, but people don't look at it like
his football league done got mothers so happy and sons out the hood. And you feel me? Sons in the NFL.
The second most viewed video of 2017 is of Munchie B from Inglewood Family. Now, this is the guy that is blind, and he was there with two of his friends, Baby Dot and Red Bull, rest in peace. He had to bring his friends with him because the guy lost his sight in a shooting, and a bullet entered the side of his head behind the ear and ruptured the optic nerve right behind the eyeball. And amazingly, he survived this shooting. This was a video where Munchie B talked about a lot of interesting topics. He talked about Mac 10 because Mac 10 is originally from Inglewood and is probably the most successful rapper from that city in the history of hip hop. Talked about Rosemo 700. This is the guy that allegedly knocked out The Game in the Fox Hills Mall. And then we talked about The Game. And unfortunately, shortly after this interview was released, Red Bull, who was standing next to Munchie B, got killed in Carson, standing in line in a pajama party. But this is a video that was released last year in March of 2017, and it received 285,000 views.
As far as Rosemo in The Game, I mean, I hear it's true that he knocked him. I don't know. I wasn't there in the flesh. I can go off what I hear.
Supposedly he was on camera. I never seen it personally, but supposedly he was on camera coming out the Fox Hills Mall. I guess him and
Game was walking in. With his son
I guess Game went in with his son, and him and Ice Burger, that was the homie from neighborhood Power. They had an altercation, supposedly, to my knowledge, over the internet, Twitter or something, and it led to the streets as usual if you a real nigga. And then they happened to run into each other on the rebound inside the ball, and supposedly, Game was on his turned up tip, Game was Power too, so. They got into it, and it was a fight, and supposedly Game was knocked out.
The most viewed video of 2017 on StreetGangs.com is a video we did of the Fruittown Pyrus in Compton. And this is a video that talked about Soulja Boy and Chris Brown. And it's a little sad and unfortunate that this Soulja Boy, Chris Brown video in Compton is the most viewed video of 2017. Now, I appreciate all you guys coming to the channel, and I appreciate all the support that I get, but Soulja Boy and Chris Brown, obviously you guys loved it, and I have to admit, I didn't really love this video. It's certainly not my favorite video. I wish that the interviews where people are talking about transformative issues like getting out of prison and getting their life back on track and being a father and taking care of their kids. I wish you guys would give that same attention to those videos and appreciate those because they're just as important, probably more important than Soulja Boy. In fact, Soulja Boy and Chris Brown are really irrelevant in the bigger scheme of things. This Soulja Boy, Chris Brown video kind of reminds me of all the videos that don't do well. The Fruittown Pyru video in Compton, talking about Soulja Boy and Chris Brown, is our most viewed video of 2017 with 790,000 views.
Hey, look, we got niggas in the jail. We got niggas up in jail, blood. We got niggas in jail that's hungry, that we trying to feed them. You feel me? We making it happen. But if you from the hood, you feel me? You a celebrity, blood. Shit, give it up. We got niggas that we got to do car washes for funerals and all that, my nigga. Where, you feel me? You say you from the hood, nigga, come through, blood. I mean, we don't need your money, but I'm just saying, blood, I'm bopping. If you gonna pay certain niggas, blood, or you segregated, however they got that shit going on, blood, you not from the hood, period. You fuck with niggas from the hood. You're not from the hood.
I want to thank everyone that supported the channel in 2017 and for everyone that's been supporting it for the last several years. I want to encourage you guys to watch some of the other videos that didn't make the top 10 list. In fact, I have a playlist. If you go to the playlist, you'll see all the videos in specific categories. Check out those categories and not just look at the ones that talk about Snoop Dogg and The Game and other rappers, but look at the other ones. Look at the ones that talk about a mother who lost their son or a guy that got out of prison that's trying to change his or her life, and support all those videos. And I promise I will keep them videos coming in 2018. Thanks for watching StreetGangs.com, where everyone gets along.
Thanks for watching StreetGangs.com. Please like and share the video you just watched and leave a comment below to tell us what you think. You can also watch 2 of our previous episodes to the right. Please visit the link to our Patreon page and support our campaign. And don't forget to subscribe.